Science jerks. Science jerks. Science jerks. The rate of change in acceleration of science. Science jerks.
Welcome to the Science Jerks. I'm your host, Dave Chacho, and with me, as usual, is your other host, Robert Chan.
Hi.
And Chan, we're pretty excited, I would say, if I may speak for both of us,
I will allow it.
at this week's guest, someone who we've been trying to get on for a little bit now, someone
we've
we're
been
friends with. Okay, well, I'll let that stand. A talented writer and actor and performer, which might be the same thing.
It's all in, yeah.
Haley Mancini, welcome to the Science
Hey,
Jerks.
thanks for having me, guys. I'm really excited
Thanks
to
for
be
coming on.
Excellent.
here. Yeah.
There are actually quite a few comedian types who are into science.
Yes.
But they tend to keep kind of a low profile. So sometimes it's just kind of, surprising when you're like, oh, what? You're into science too? Yay!
Yeah,
So it's nice
exactly.
to
Yeah.
find
It is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
I mean, is that gonna, if that gets out, is that gonna hurt your reputation?
I'm
or
freaked
something?
out, guys. I made you both sign NDAs. This can't go up.
Just for us.
No, I like it because I tutored science for a very long time.
Oh, yeah?
and so I always enjoy a good science discussion.
What age did you tutor?
High school and college, mainly, and I did science and math because I feel like a lot of times if I don't understand a scientific concept, I can backwards my way into it via math.
With the math?
Yeah.
Did
Not
you-
for like bio, but like for chem or physics or something like that.
Did you get a degree in math?
Mathematical economics. So really econ with that
Wait,
econ
what?
that focused on the math
Econ
part.
with numbers?
What's non
They're doing econ with
Oh,
numbers
there
now?
is. You can really just pursue the like talking about it in, this go up, this go down way. You can definitely get through an econ
Bullshit
degree doing
economics?
Yeah, that
That's a
sounds like
major?
an
In a
English
way.
degree.
That
there's a
sounds
way
like
to
a
do
politician.
it. And that's kind of like, that's why they had us, we kind of differentiated it ourselves throughout it, because if you took an econ class with somebody, you're like, are you kind of more on the talky side or on the
Did you guys yell out the windows of the mathematical econ building at the other econ buildings?
Yeah, we did.
Fucking posers!
I don't know. Yeah, we had this like weird. I think if you study it almost anywhere, if it's undergrad, you can skate along, in one way or the other. I actually couldn't process talking about it the way that they could. Some people can be like, this go up, this go down, this all makes sense. And I'm like, no, I need the freaking equation. I need a formula. I need
Tell
to
me the
plug it
slope
in.
of the line.
Yes.
I feel like there's
Linear
probably
regression.
like a specialization in television economics, like the
Yeah,
ability to go
probably.
on television and just like convince an audience that that it's a bear market or a bull market, and that's
There has to be, yeah. And most of the time they are not right.
so. The morning after,
Yeah.
that's the thing you do.
That is the thing I do. I host The Morning After on Hulu, which is really fun. I get to host it with some really cool people like Damian Fahey and Allison Hayslip and a guy named Paul Neihart, who doesn't do as much like improv and stuff as Damian or Allison, but he's super funny too.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that show all over my Hulus.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people like fall asleep watching Hulu and then they wake up because our promo comes on and it's like bop, bop,
Nightmares of you talking about morning shows in their head.
and then there it is. Hey guys, I'm going to tell you what happened on TV, which you can watch on Hulu.
Here's what you could be doing instead of watching this.
Exactly.
Or you could watch watch your show, then watch the commercial of us talking about the show within the show,
Yeah.
and then back to the show.
Incept your TV.
Yeah,
So that's me. I don't know. That's all I got,
Nice.
guys. That's all I got.
more. We demand more.
I don't know. Sometimes I dance alone in my apartment.
That's what we want. Now we're getting to the meat of it.
Truth.
Dance for us now.
Writer, actor, performer.
There's the performer part.
This is good podcast.
Let's do some
Could
science.
have a dance
Yeah,
off.
let's talk
And then
science.
talks about science.
Yes.
We'll do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Multiversology.
It's a dark time for dark flow.
So does that make it a light time?
for light flow.
Because two darks make a light, right? Isn't that how it works?
No, I don't think that's how it works.
Oh.
Pretty sure that's how it works. You should probably look it up.
Two darks.
Have you checked? Check
Make-
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
A
sure.
Two
it
darks
darker.
make a light.
Two
Yeah,
darks
you're
make
right.
it
That's
even
how it
darker.
goes. Two darks just add the darkness.
They just multiplied darkness. Dark flow. It's a theory that I think it was first brought up by Planck, the guy who's famous for Planck constant.
Max Planck?
Maxwell Planck.
Planck.
Yeah,
Planck.
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 It's Planck.
Planck.
I'm not even sure if it's Planck,
No,
but it sounds more fun.
It is Planck.
I think it is.
Is it Max then? Max Planck?
Max Planck.
Max
I just know
Max
it's
Planck.
Planck. The Planck constant.
Planck.
He has sweet. He has
Maxwell?
a sweet constant. You guys.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Freaking H, right?
It doesn't move at all, his constant. It just sits there. Dark flow is something that means evidence of the multiverse. And the multiverse is kind of an in vogue theory these days where there
Are multiple verses?
are multiple verses.
Cool,
Lots
cool.
other universes, which we shouldn't call universes because there's more than one of them, stacked next to each other or sort of side by side in different dimensions. And the big question is, if they're there, can we see them? Is there any evidence of them? And one theory has been that the astronomers have kind of seen that they think that a bunch of galaxies are sort of sliding slowly in one direction. And that's called dark flow.
They're not just moving away?
Yeah. Also,
No, this is different than the expandingness of the universe. It's almost as if the universe is lopsided and like some of the galaxies are sort of sliding over to the edge.
it sounds like the name of an indie band or a soul band.
Oh man,
Dark
let's go see
flow.
Dark flow tonight.
They do the electric slide.
Yeah.
Slide.
You have to dress in all black when you go see Dark
Dark
Flow because it's
Flow.
heavy shit, man.
That's really heavy shit. And that's exactly it. They slide around.
They slowly slide off the side of the stage.
Interesting. So they found the evidence these galaxies are sliding.
Well, the article that I read in New Scientist says that they had previously thought they found evidence, and now new measurements are finding that it's not so. They think that there
So what,
is
there
no
is-
dark flow.
So
That's why it's a dark day for dark flow.
gotcha. This whole thing is...
It just might be a figment of our imagination.
Gotcha.
But the idea is if the universe is like tilted, or more, I think to the point would be if another universe was sort of like bubbling up next to it, like a soap bubble and pushing on it, we would see some sort of evidence like we would see it's like space-time sort of bent and, you know, galaxies sort of slowly moving away from the bentness of it.
So someone just fucked up the math.
Somebody
Forgot to
Yeah.
carry the 3.
thought that they
and-
found evidence of this, and then a new measurement says that, no, it doesn't look like it's actually happening.
It's because, you know why that is that because they do one study or one calculation and they're like, fucking publish it, put it out there, and then they check their math and they're like, oh. Or they do another study and it
Well, okay, that's fine. That's science. That's what's supposed to happen.
Sure.
The fact is, most people didn't even realize that there was a slide going on, so it wasn't a big deal. But
right.
And it's so minuscule, it's like very hard to detect.
it's a very
Right.
tiny,
So,
tiny
like,
universe.
the people that are apologists or people that are fans of this theory are saying, well, they might have overestimated the uncertainty, and it just the actual measurable flow just got washed out in the data, and it's still there. We just need to
Figure out a new
even a
Formula for
more exact measurement of this.
Yeah.
Or just shoot up a bigger telescope. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bigger they get, the more we find out. So maybe it is still there.
Could
Yep.
still be there. I mean, I believe in multiverses. I mean, I think
I want
every
to
kid, if every kid was like, "There's got to be," well, if there's not just one universe.
How could there be just
There has
one?
to be lots of universes. And
But
then
then,
that.
I
but I
want-
mean, also,
like-
then just thinking about the vastness of this universe, there's still enough shit out there that you could have all of those, like multiple versions of yourself out there somewhere Just because there's so damn many galaxies.
Yeah, I just hope
You don't even need
my multiple version of myself is doing it right.
Yeah, I know that gives me solace
All I'm
sometimes.
hoping
Like
for.
I'm fucking it up royally, but
Maybe
if the many
somewhere.
worlds theory says that some version of me out there must be
Parallel
really
Dave
killing it.
Chacho is exactly slam dunk in life.
Well, you can think to
He doesn't
yourself,
waste his time with science podcasts.
you can feel good knowing that you are the absolute worst Dave. Out
Yeah,
there.
which is
So, like,
also
there's got to be one.
kind of a comfort because then I'm taking the bullet for all those other great, awesome
Right.
chachos
So
out
you're
there.
a hero.
Right.
You're
So
a hero. Heroes take bullets, man.
this is why I want there to be a multiverse. I want to find the way into the other universes and go live on my.
Oh, so you want to fuck it up for every other Dave
I
Chacho?
want to
that's doing
live on
okay.
my couch in the other universe where I have a nice mansion and girlfriend.
You don't live on the couch in your mansion.
There's a mansion.
It's a mansion. Dave's elected to stay to the couch.
Hey, what's up? I'm you from the other universe. Can I crash in the couch? And
There's an entire guest house, man. It's like 3 times bigger than the place you're living
guess.
right now.
No, I'm cool,
stay out of the fridge, dude. Hey, remember? I know you had this thought because I did when we thought when we were younger that if we ever met ourselves that we would, like maybe hook up or something. Well, here we are.
Here we are, just looking at each other.
What's up,
Is it-
successful chacho?
Super uncomfortable about this whole thing.
Ready to make some bad decisions.
Laser pharmacology.
Mice, lasers, and cocaine. This is why I love science.
This is the best party ever, dude.
So
Thank
many
you
more.
for inviting me.
I'm having a great time. Oh my god!
Oh my god, more lasers.
You think? Wait, so if mice are on cocaine?
They have bred mice
Okay.
to be addicted to cocaine because we have that power.
Yeah.
Because we can just birth mice.
Wait,
that
they
are-
breed them, or
Yes.
they
Yes.
just have regular mice and give them a line, and then they're addicted to cocaine?
Well, I'm not sure if
Are,
they're
are these like
specific-
crack baby mice, where the parents, like the mom, was
Oh my
smoking the pipe when they
God.
were in utero?
So yeah, they give her tiny little crack pipe.
That's what the interns do.
That's the right. Well, but these are cocaine. This is like moms in '80s power suits with shoulder pads snorting coke.
You know what? I thought that too, but apparently, according to the article, an estimated 1.4 million Americans are addicted to cocaine, which seems like an
Yeah.
awful lot.
That's larger than the Native American population of the United States.
Wait, 1.4 million?
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of what do we got? 300 million?
300 million. So I guess that's
Yeah.
not that
Yeah,
big a
that's
number, but it's expensive. So
Yeah,
you
sure.
would think it'd be a lot of people.
and in their
I mean,
opinion,
just
they're
driving
doing all the
through
work.
West Hollywood, you see about 500,000 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So what they do is they breed mice to be animal models for addiction. So they make bad decisions, and they take cocaine when they're conditioned to. They take cocaine even when they know that they're going to get hurt doing it.
Oh, right,
like
right.
oh, if I snort that, then I will get an electric shock. I
Right.
will snort that.
Totally worth it,
Right.
man. Totally worth it.
We can't even rationalize this as helping to solve problems of the world. We are literally just using other species to solve our own bullshit in this case.
Well,
It's not like, well, we get the cancer, but then they get cancer, so, all animals get cancer. This helps us all. It's like, no.
Yeah, there's no
Nobody
real
else is
upside for the
addicted to
mice.
cocaine.
Although, I mean, for a while, they have a great life.
That's true.
heck
They're
They're
going
rocking
to-
out.
They're
Go to
going
laser
out,
light shows, getting
going out to
high.
clubs every night.
Exactly.
Bottle service.
Okay, so what they did basically is they found out that they can use laser lights to turn on or turn off their cocaine addiction.
What?
These are mice
Nice.
that have the biology for becoming addicted to cocaine, and
You just shine a laser pointer at them, and now you're addicted. No, you're not. Now you're addicted. No, you're not.
they turn the light onto the prelimbic region of the prefrontal cortex,
Mm-hmm.
which is the place where executive function takes place.
Mm-hmm.
That's your like
Right, wrong,
impulse
like,
control too, right?
more social controls. And what they did was they took some light sensitive proteins, rhodopsins and use genetic engineering to insert them into neurons in the prefrontal cortex and then turn the light on. And because the proteins are sensitive to light, they just activated those nerves in their heads in the prefrontal cortex, and boop, they stop being addicted, which is awesome because theoretically we could shine lights at addicts and turn things off.
So addictions are photosensitive.
Well, okay, they're not. The addiction isn't photosensitive. We're putting photosensitive things into the head, and I'm not clear because they say they use genetic engineering to insert them. So I think that means that they have to be born with it. Like they have to do the genetic engineering, and then the mice who were bred to be addicts then had that stuff in their brains already. So then we can turn a lot on.
So then maybe they would have to take a medication that would give them a receptor, like a marker.
Yeah.
Well, it says they take these proteins and they use genetic engineering to insert them into neurons.
Yeah.
Insert them into neurons leads me to believe that the rats are, it says rat here, but I guess rats or mice, are already developed. They already have the neurons to inject into, right?
What does... I was always under the impression genetic engineering was fiddling with the genetic bits and then sticking them into a cell and then turning them into a thing.
Right. Well, you could have. I mean, they could have engineered it to work within. They could have coded it in so that the neurons would then would create this. What's the name of the protein?
Rhodopsins.
Right. So if they gave the blueprints, like the RNA for rhodopsins in the genetic code, then it would produce that on its own.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what I'm thinking is that according to these test results, we can turn on and turn off addiction, but so we can't necessarily do that into people yet.
Right.
Because we'd have to code them before they were born. And hopefully you wouldn't be born with cocaine-addicted baby to begin with. Or if you can do that with the laser light, you can also figure out how to make them not addicted to cocaine before they're born in the first place.
So these guys are just fucking around. These guys are just like, what the fuck are we doing to mice?
Well, I mean...
we gotta play. How are we going to play God today?
Yeah, exactly. Pinky and the brain will take over the world.
Who wants
now.
to quit cocaine for 9 months while you're pregnant? I mean, now you don't have
that's
to.
True.
Basically,
exactly. Keep that figure.
Now, how does the light get to the past the skull into the brain? Is there are we talking about like a little window? Is the laser inside their head?
I'm not
I would
clear.
assume it go to the ocular.
It's a laser tuned to the rhodopsins. So yeah, maybe through the eyes, or they might have have the little hole in the heads.
It just says activating the prefrontal cortex with the laser. I really want to know what that do they have a window in the front of their skull?
Great. It just reminds me of like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
There's little drapes.
What did they call it when they drill holes in their heads to let the bad spirits out?
Lobotomy?
There's a word for it? I didn't know.
Tree panning?
Oh, man.
Trepanning, thank you.
Yes. Trepanning.
Oh, my
okay.
God.
I calls it tree panning.
Tree panning. I just call it drilling holes in your head to get rid of the demons.
Me and my brother used to think it was fun to go down to the creek and drill holes in our heads.
What they think they can do right now, because it's something they're already doing, a technique called transcranial magnetic stimulation. It's, they apply electromagnetic fields from the outside of the head, and they think that perhaps we're already using it on people for depression. They're thinking maybe they can use the same techniques, basically big magnets, and magnetizing the prefrontal cortex so that it can get rid of cocaine addiction, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
Or turn it on when you need it and turn it off when you don't.
Yeah.
It's time to study.
Does that make everybody an Iron Man, though, in that case? They're using magnets to cure people of that? It's just like someone's walking down the street. It's like, clunk, 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 clunk.
Dun, 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 dun. Give me another line. I'm Iron Man.
I'm a little worried to actually be talking about this because this is the sort of thing that then gets out into the media and like, what? Magnets cure cocaine addiction? All right.
Here we go.
And then 3 months later, you got people selling magnets on the street like, hey, cure all your diseases with fucking magnets. Just put them on your head.
So wait, so all those weird new agey freaks that tried to sell me little magnet dots and crap,
when you say
are you saying they're correct? They were right?
Yeah.
My life would be better now if I had taken the magnet dots.
If you had encased yourself in magnets.
The more successful Dave in another universe is probably covered in magnets right now.
It's like, clunk, 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 walking down the street.
Sure would like to meet that loser Dave that isn't covered in magnets. Kick
Reminds
his
me of
ass.
that The Simpsons where Homer like envisions himself getting like in a suit made of gold, encased in gold, and he's sorry. Real quick Simpsons break.
Last week we did a story about Minority Report shit, where we thought it would be possible to determine future criminal behavior based on activity in the brain, and that was the anterior cingulate cortex, which regulates impulsivity. They found that people who had low activity in that portion of the brain tended to be reoffenders when they did MRIs of people who are being of convicts who are being released. So
Is that by the prefrontal cortex?
no, it's actually
Just
further
the
back.
anterior of it?
Yeah.
It's in the back. It's closer to the limbic system where like all the reptile shit goes down.
Right.
So that's more like I want to stab this guy. I'm going to stab him, as opposed to the prefrontal cortex.
I just stabbed some guy. I need a fix.
How do I bury the body?
How do we cover this up?
But
I'm going to be up all night digging holes.
Now I'm addicted to stabbing.
Clinical Mazology.
All right, guys. I know you all think you're the best at this, but there's a species of megabat that might just be
Awesome.
better than you at the cunnilingus.
Batman is better than me at everything.
Batman?
Megabat, right? That's a Batman.
It's a large
yeah,
bat.
It is Batman.
That's
Not
that's
necessarily
a
a
Oh my
bat
God.
made out of a man.
Could Batman get sexier? He just did.
Right. Right. I mean, the cow.
He's got all those wonderful toys, and he goes downtown.
Yeah, geez.
Sold.
The bottom of his face is open for a reason.
Oh my God, you're right. Oh God,
Full range.
new respect for Batman. Taking care of his ladies. That's why he's always got a different lady and everything.
Why hasn't this aspect been explored in the new?
I assure you that there is a Batman porn parody where that is
for sure.
adequate. Dude, he sleeps upside down. That's just upside down. Girl walks up. Boom.
Has to be exactly. And wait,
That's
I'm
what
sorry
that's
though. Mega bat? I didn't know mega bats.
A megabat, a species of megabat called the Indian flying foxes.
Yeah. How big are they?
Doesn't even say bat. They're called flying
We just
foxes.
stop calling them bats
Yeah, we
because
just
those
know
fuckers
so
are
big,
enormous.
they're
Point.
not even called bats. Also known as Pteropus giganteus.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I'm thinking like a medium-sized dog flying through the air.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
picture.
Yeah, in a 69 position. That's basically that's the picture that I want everyone to have in their head.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first research on a mammal doing. Not the first time a mammal they've caught a mammal doing oral sex, because there's another species of bat that gives blowjobs.
And dogs?
But they only do that when the other bat takes them out to dinner in a movie.
Yeah,
This is-
well,
Yeah,
The only one
they're
they've
cheap
earned.
megabats. there are loose megabats out there.
after you use bat date, then it's kind of expected
then they
for a
get
little bat head.
blowjobs.
But this is the first time they found the reciprocal the cunnilingus bats.
Oh, when you say blowjob, you mean specifically fellatio.
Yeah,
Like
they
only
knew
girl
that
on
there were
guy.
bats that
Yeah.
where the ladies were.
Suck a mega mini
We're-
dick.
we're-
Megabat dick.
Megabat mini dick.
Megabat mini.
Yes, that was happening. But this is the first time that they have been eating carpet. Some other euphemism. Chowing box.
Yeah.
Fox. How does
Fox
what is it?
box box.
Fox.
Chowing
Ooh,
fox
yeah.
box.
Fox
Yeah, yeah.
box.
I'm going to edit
like
this so it sounds like I came up with that on
Right
the fly. Yeah, and so they don't really know what's happening yet. They say that the duration of the sex is directly proportional to the amount of time the male spends down there. So
How is that? Well, okay. So
Like he
I guess
gets.
it's,
how is that
yeah. The sex
evolutionarily?
takes longer.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
how's
yeah.
that
So the
a
que-
survival
I'm-
mechanism.
Well, maybe it's something to do on a
want-
Saturday night.
Yeah, if you want the bat with the biggest tits, you got to take her out
Yeah,
and treat her
exactly.
All
If you
right,
want
okay.
a second bat date, you got to
Yeah.
get your feet wet, so to speak.
Wait, what?
That's another mega bat.
The really, really
It's the one that
confusing.
shoves a foot in the bat
Yeah,
pussy?
it's-
How does that work?
It's a Japanese bat. That's,
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Foot fetish box.
That's the first bat that's into bondage.
So that is the big question, though. What is the evolutionary advantage of
Actually,
doing this?
you know what? I'm kind of curious. Cunnilingus sounds a lot like there's a lot of animals that have mechanisms for
Removing-
scooping out
yeah,
the sperm of the
exactly.
last dude who was there.
That's the thing, is it might be a clearing out the area so your sperm has the advantage kind of thing. But
God,
then,
so funny.
they
They can't
saw-
just do it because they care about
Right.
the bat.
well, that's the thing.
It's not the same in humans.
They found that these bats, after the copulation, would go back down. So if they were trying to get the sperm out of there, then there's no reason they would have done that except just to be nice.
I think it's kind of funny that we humans judge every other species. Like, well, why would they do that evolutionarily? It's like, look at us. What the hell are we doing? with
Fucking
all this?
fun,
yeah,
guys.
exactly. Like they could
scientists
just be
are
having
like,
a good time, man.
What are the advantages of this sexual activity?
Yeah.
that's
The
happening?
bats are going.
I just don't see it.
Well,
it was awesome.
but
Get
then
away from me,
also,
nerd.
Yeah.
the scientist who study him probably has figured that out and just like, well, I'm getting funded to watch this.
Yeah,
I'm
watch
gonna-
bat porn.
I'm going to take some tips back home.
Yeah. Look at that bat go.
That's how you do that.
It's kind of fun. Like it would be nice to find out that actually it was purely for enjoyment.
Yeah.
Because to see that there are other animals. Animals are just like
there
people.
are-
Mammals specifically.
There are
too.
some
That's
mammals
nice
that
to
have
know.
sex just for fun.
Like dolphins, right?
Yeah, I think dolphins do, and I think some
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 primates.
monkeys, some primates.
Yeah.
A few girls I've dated.
Not all.
By a long
Just
shot.
the ones without tattoos. Have they figured out if any of the bats have daddy issues?
Yeah.
There's an area of study there that
There is
needs to be
definitely.
It's time for a quiz.
It's time for a quiz. We are here with Quizmeister Buck dropping some science on us, and of course our guest Haley Mancini.
All right, let's do it.
Is he he's a quizmeister?
Yep.
That's the official title?
Yep.
That's what's
I'm
happening
the
here?
junior
Yep.
affiliate of Quizmaster.
Right.
I'm still earning my stripes.
We got
Yeah,
Quizmaster
yeah.
Liz. We got Quizmaster Chris.
Keep reaching for the stars
Yes.
one of these days. Hey, we do promote within the company, all right?
It's good to know.
Yeah.
So
It's
just
good to know.
stick around and there's
I'm-
no glass ceilings here.
I'm going to sleep here tonight. I mean, I'm really dedicated to this podcast. All right, you guys ready to see how dumb I am, even though I'm asking questions?
You know what? You
You
got the questions.
Yeah.
So you're the smartest one in the room right now.
All right,
You know,
all right.
Alex Trebek, those
Just
answers.
thinking that. Oh my god, it drives me crazy.
So
I'm like,
as far as we know, you know all these answers.
I do know all these answers because I've previously read them. But I did choose the ones that I knew as well.
All right.
all right.
Are y'all ready?
Okay,
Okay,
this
let's
should
do
be
it.
pretty easy.
So we're all working together. We're working together.
Yes, we are.
Cool.
Yes, we
Okay.
will work as a team to answer these questions.
Okay.
Question number 1.
What was the first Apollo mission to orbit the moon?
Oh, to orbit the moon.
The orbit.
To
the moon.
orbit.
It's like 11 or
13 was when shit
12.
went wrong.
Yeah.
13. Yeah.
I think it was 11 that orbited.
13 orbited, but it wasn't supposed to. It orbited because it broke,
they had
right?
to.
And it
yeah,
had
they
to.
had to use the pole, right?
That's what Ron Howard taught me.
And that's where we learned it.
But
thought it
I
was
want to
11.
say like
I
11.
feel like it's 7, but
Oh,
if you're
maybe it
thinking
was.
11, then
Well, 7 came to my mind first, but then I was thinking about 11 sounds more familiar.
Was there a 7-Eleven?
Yeah,
An
Apollo
Apollo
7-11.
Yeah.
The moon said, "Thank you, come again."
Let's go with 11. That seems
Okay.
reasonable.
Feel
Yeah,
good
sure.
about
Apollo
that.
We'll go
11.
with 11.
Final answer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're wrong. It's 8.
No matter what, we would have
We
missed
were
it.
all wrong.
Sick burn.
Oh my god.
We would have
such
only added
That's
7
so
and
funny.
11 and then taken 10 away.
Okay, well, this next one should be easy. I brought a couple of softballs in the mix, too.
Great.
So
Now that you said that, though.
hope you guys know about natural history. Just kidding. This has
Dinosaurs,
nothing-
Jurassic Park.
Okay, moving on.
Question
Yeah, question 3.
2.
All right, what do gorillas do when they get nervous?
What?
Is this a joke?
Papa Xanax?
That's what the cool ones do.
Footprints in the jello?
Oh, maybe they pound their chest.
Oh, that makes sense. I feel that's aggressive.
I thought it
That's
was.
like a territory thing.
But don't guys do that if they're
Yeah.
feeling challenged?
You know, tough guys are just scared, right?
Yeah, right? Here's the other thing. I don't know what else gorillas do. I think
They live, they love.
they pick bugs off fur. I mean, that's
they
another thing.
pick
But I feel
nits.
like that's a friendly thing. I feel like that's like a
Yeah.
post-coital.
Yeah,
You
Not-
know,
grooming
like
thing.
we've gotten
Get that out of the way. Now that we
Yeah.
have the really uncomfortable
Now-
thing
now
done,
we
let me
can-
pick bugs off of you.
Nitpicking
Yeah,
is hard when you're
yeah.
nervous.
Although I will say this too, let us remember where these questions come from, and remember that people in the 80s were dumb.
So
Just
I'm gonna go
flat out dumb.
pound their
Pounding your
chest.
chest sounds
Pounding their
perfect.
chest?
Yep,
Say
yep.
it. Let's do it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That one right.
Yes.
Boom.
Go
Yeah.
us, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Question 3.
What country has the third most satellites in orbit?
In
Now,
the
this is
80s.
Third
80s.
most
This
in
is
the
80s.
Damn it.
When there was a total of 5
Well,
satellites.
Okay.
China?
So we were
US.
probably number 1 and Russia was probably 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the Soviet Union, excuse me.
I would think China at the
Feel
time,
like-
or the UK or something.
I don't think China's space program was
Not at that time, huh?
Shit, yeah.
Japan?
Couldn't-
Japan, maybe.
UK could be.
I would think like UK or
or
something.
France.
Canada.
Well, who else
I
was
don't know if Canada had its
who else
space
was
program in the 80s.
involved in the Cold War?
Antarctica.
I see what you did there.
Canada.
Clever. I like that you snuck that into a
Like-
science podcast.
That was pretty good, huh, guys? Like the big Western, like European,
The third
France,
two. Yeah,
Germany,
think about
maybe. Like I feel like France, Germany, and the UK are strong contenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
E-
would we have let Germany put that many satellites up in the air at that time? Or
That
were
would've
we
been kind of a
still-
mess.
Yeah, I think I don't know if we were still on
In
the,
the
fence
80s,
about them.
I thought we were buddies back then.
West Germany.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
East Germany, you know,
Still
if
the
you start
block.
shooting up rockets right across the wall there, things
I
get
don't think there were a lot of
attention real
East
quick.
German satellites back then.
Australia.
Do they even have satellites now?
Yeah.
It's all Mad Max to me down there. I can't register.
Their space program is just look up.
There's
Yeah.
space, mate. I can see it from here.
So
let's come up. We're gonna have
France,
to,
Germany, UK, Japan. I think still should be in the mix.
I'm gonna guess. I'd also guess Canada because they border Russia, and we would have wanted that.
Hmm.
I mean, well, they're close. I mean, we have Alaska, but they
can
also
see. They can see. Russia.
They can see Russia.
They could- you know, it would have been something that I think America would have pushed Canada for pushing
Come
them
on,
around again.
guys, get some satellites.
Maybe
Everybody's
that's
doing it.
stupid. I don't know. I mean, if you feel strongly about France, I'll get
down
behind
to
it
France,
because
you
I'm really throwing out ideas. I'm sure somebody out there is like, Canada, Haley's an idiot.
You know what? I think you are just as strong on France as I am on Japan, and you are on the UK.
But whose forte is satellites in the 80s here?
Wouldn't it be great if France and the
I
UK
thought
and
that's when
Japan
everything
teamed up?
started getting made in China was in the 80s. That's just what I thought.
Toys.
You know what? Let's just go with China since we're all agreed on completely different things.
We clearly don't know crap about
Everything we.
satellites in the 80s.
yeah.
Let's eliminate
A lot of
every
people.
country we think it is.
All right, so
I
what
say
do we-
China.
We'll
I
go
say
for
let's go
China.
China's the answer.
Why not?
No, it's not. Francis.
Fuck! Fuck!
Sorry,
That's what
Dave.
you get. That's what you get for not
Hey,
listening to me.
I said I would be willing to go without me if you wanted to go there.
And it was my foolish pride that ruined it all.
I said I had a feeling.
Fucking France.
Listen to my feelings.
France has. I assure you, France has just as many satellites now as it did then. It hasn't increased.
They're just snootier.
Yeah, they just think their satellites are better.
We don't need any more because ours are better.
Question 4.
That was German.
It started French and it kind of ended
Well, those were both your choices for that answer.
Bitter,
Yeah.
baby.
Just
All
gotta
right.
get them all in once. Okay,
Let's try
fourth
to fix
question.
this.
What is the paper anniversary?
What? The
Wait, have we had this question before?
Isn't that like the 10th?
I feel like it's 5,
Oh,
but I
five.
feel
That
like
would
we
make
might have
sense.
had
Yeah,
this
the
exact question already.
Go 5. Go 5.
I thought there was an
There's a
5.
wood anniversary. I remember that.
Oh,
But I don't think it's 5.
you know, the last time we had this,
Go
it might have been wood.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Oh.
And wood, well, whatever
Wood and
the
paper.
last time we had a similar question to this, the answer was 5, and I don't know if it was paper or wood
I
or
say go 5 then.
5.
sure.
5? You're wrong. It's 1.
1.
Yep.
Because
That
it's
makes
like,
sense.
well, I'm not sure if I love you yet. Here's a fucking piece of paper.
It's your first anniversary.
Really nice paper, but
Buy you a piece of paper.
Very nice. It's from
Yeah.
papyrus, but you know.
Call you next year.
oh boy, we got
We are
one.
not doing great.
We got
One,
one more chance left.
4.
Well, we only get that many questions. But you have such a stack.
No, well, no, we're doing 5, and then we'll do 5 the next episode.
Okay, so then we have a
So
chance
we'll have a
to redeem ourselves later.
But it's going to be pretty tough, seeing as how we only have one right so far.
Do we usually do this badly? Am I really bad?
It turns out that the 80s
Tough times.
really does a number on us. Question 5.
Oh, we had a 5 already? All right.
Oh, man.
What membrane controls the amount of light entering the eye?
Membrane?
The eyelid?
I guess.
The
Is
amount-
that a membrane?
amounts. The,
Well, iris
yeah,
controls
the iris.
light
Yeah, the
because
iris
it.
does
Okay,
it, but is
King
that a
Dumb's
membrane?
going to break this down. What part of the eye controls the amount of light that comes in?
Well, eyelid does.
The
I don't know.
pupil.
Well, the iris, you're right. It is.
The iris is the muscle that contracts and
Contracts.
expands,
But
right?
then that's a muscle you just said. And he's talking
Oh.
membrane.
What's the gooky part of the eyeball? That's the.
I mean, I guess. I mean, iris
Finger?
just feels
Is that
like
what you poke with? The finger?
because your eyelid is part of your skin. That's right.
Yeah,
That falls under
I guess that would probably not be a membrane.
But was it the same in the 80s?
That is true.
Oh, we didn't have eyelids in the 80s. The cornea is.
I'm gonna go with Dave.
I feel like it's iris.
I gotta go with Dave. Iris.
I don't agree, but I got
What do you think,
fucked
then?
on France, so I'm going to go with
Yeah,
iris.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you are correct. It is the iris.
Yes,
Yay,
Damn, Dave is the
Dave.
only one who's.
I scored great this time.
We got 2 out of 5, and that is
And Dave got
terrible.
3 out of 5.
But next week next episode? Next thing.
We'll fix
Of
it.
the thing.
We'll fix it.
We'll
Next time
do
we
better.
get around to editing.
Don't you worry, listeners.
Hey, Quizmeister Buck, where can the audience find you online if they were to look for you?
I am on Twitter at Buck Baller, BuckBaller.
Nice.
And I have a Tumblr. It is mesometimesYou.tumblr.com, I believe, or however Tumblrs work. Whatever
Okay.
it is. That's the name of my
Okay.
Tumblr.
Me sometimes you.
Yep.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice.
very much.
Yay.
And we will
Yeah,
see you
next
next
time.
episode.
All right.
Balls in space.
Black holes devouring planets.
The Jedis are going to
Yes.
feel this one.
They discovered in the galaxy NGC 4845 a
Sounds like a license plate number.
well, you can't give all of them names.
Sure you
there are
can.
literally billions upon billions of
Does
galaxies.
anybody get the number of that black hole that ate us?
They were studying a different galaxy, and their widening lens caught an X-ray flare from somewhere nearby, so they went over and looked. And what turns out happened, this is the first time they've seen it actually happen, a black hole devouring a substellar object.
Just went boop.
Like we have seen, or we're pretty sure we've seen, sort of binary systems where there's a black hole and there's a star, and it's just sucking and sucking and sucking
Sort
from
of
the star.
right.
feeding
Like
the black hole.
Stellar
yeah.
cunnilingus, basically.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, fellatio, other way. Sucking, rather
yeah.
than like. But this was something that was smaller than a star, something brown dwarf size or maybe like a very large gas giant, and it swung too close and got chawed on.
Oh my gosh! So did it get torn apart, or did they see that, or did it just go into it?
Apparently,
I guess I understand it was just like a flash, like whoop, and they're like, oh, it just ate something, but they don't know exactly
but they don't
what.
know how it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they from the measurements they figured out about how big it was. It's currently orbiting the black hole. It looks like it only ate about 10% of it. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, so
I missed that.
Yeah.
So it's being devoured as we speak.
Yeah.
Or at least it was a million years ago when the light that is leaving it
Basically,
is reaching
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Nature video in space. The lion slowly eats the gazelle.
We must not interfere,
Yeah,
for
let it be.
this is the cosmos's way.
I looked at a few articles that reference this, and like this is the main study, but then all the other ones are like, oh, a black hole is having a snack. Oh, the black hole woke up from its sleep and started having a delightful little tea time with it. And they just kept on going with just all these
so
metaphors for, it's just chewing and devouring.
The last one's just like, off to eat a Fig Newton.
I really shouldn't write stories when I'm hungry.
A delicious sandwich with a side of iced tea.
The planet was called Lean Cuisine Meal.
Why we go with numbers.
Yeah.
It's just all going to be like that. They figured it's about 14 to 30 Jupiter masses, and
Wow.
It's one of those planetary objects that just gets flung from its stellar system, just sort of flying through
These
space.
are like, this is why we should be glad there's black holes. They're cleaning up. They're like the spiders of outer space. They're
Yeah.
cleaning up these rogue planets, flying around.
There's a
buzzing
giant
us.
And nobody
spider
wants
in the
them.
middle of our galaxy.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm never gonna
these-
sleep again.
Just devouring stars that are
But
wander
it's
by.
Well,
good.
where's
It's
the-
good for the environment
Sure.
of the galaxy.
Where's the newspaper flying through space that can swat it?
Okay, now you're talking about some giant thing that's going to destroy our entire galaxy. There's no happy ending to any of these star stories.
I tried to swat it, but it just ate the newspaper. Get a bigger newspaper.
I just now am imagining a spider eating the newspaper
A
that I
planet.
tried to hit it with. We're doomed.
Ugh, yeah, I just heard they found another giant tarantula, like eight inches wide, somewhere in Indonesia, probably in Australia. I don't know, new species. They just crop up.
You know, some
'Cause
hippie
people
down
just-
in Venice is going to have one on his shoulder next time you go down there.
Oh god, they're gonna start smuggling them up here.
It is perfectly 100% legitimate to be afraid of an 8-inch spider.
Yes, thank you.
They shouldn't be that big. Insects should not have fur. That
I
seems like a
agree.
fairly safe rule.
Actually, the spider is not a member of the family of
Family
insectae.
arachnid.
I got that. I got that.
But not if you chop two of its arms off.
Then technically, an amputee spider is then an insect.
Spider that fought in
I've seen some shit, man.
Galactic spider with PTSD at the center of our galaxy.
They sent me over there a spider. I came back an insect.
Okay, we lost an arm of our spiral galaxy.
Here's a quarter. Get away from me, spider.
Yeah.
Swat, 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 swat.
Oh my god.
Don't spend it on drugs.
That's our show.
And that's our show. Thank you very much to our very special guest, Ms. Haley Mancini.
Thank you guys.
Thanks,
it was
Haley.
fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
So they can catch you on Hulu.
That's right. Most days a week, you can catch me hosting The Morning After.
And they can catch you on Mondo.
Yeah, check out lots of cartoons on Mondo. Chainmail Bikini Squad.
Yeah.
Vileville and Villain Complex. And then there's a couple coming up. And I definitely forgot a couple. But that's cool. Just go to Mondo. I'm sure you'll hear my voice.
Hot damn.
Nice.
And do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, Slave Leia's got a show coming up at April 26th or something. I don't know what that
Slave Leia is your
Yeah.
improv.
My lady improv
Lady group.
team with veteran of this show, Gina Polito,
Polito,
and
past guest.
Jessica Rona and
Future
Leslie
guest.
Sina. Yeah.
Future guest.
We'll get them on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll have the set.
And you will have us all.
We're collecting them all.
It's a great time. Come on down to old Iowa West.
In
Check it out.
beautiful Hollywood, California.
California.
You can find us at thesciencejerks.com or sciencejerks.com. We're at The Science Jerks on Twitter, and we're on Facebook.
Science Jerks on Facebook.
You can email us.
You can do all kinds of stuff to us.
Yeah.
What's your handle before we
Oh,
get
yeah.
out of here?
It's just at Haley Mancini, HALEYMANCINI. And
All right.
most of my
Follow
updates
that
are
shit.
pointless.
And, well, my tweets all have very deep meaning. I'm
Notice
at
that.
Dave Chacho, right?
I'm at 999 RPMs, and most of my tweets are puns.
Yay! That's why I love that.
Or Angry Screeds.
Yeah.
Oh, both
But
of those
luckily, they're only 140 characters long. We'll be back with Haley in the next episode.
Woo!
Until then, you'll just have to wait. Can we just get to the cunnilingus now so we can talk about astrophysics?
Let's get it out of the way.